One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. Then let me be free.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart of steel and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. A metal mayhem that will never die. With engines roaring, he paves his way. A legend in the making, day by day.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Man, do we have a lot to discuss this morning. Great to see everyone in the chat. Let's get it. All right, as you guys can obviously see from the title here, Iran MOU collapses as well as Trump returns from NATO, and then 90 plus targets were hit basically last night. So the night prior, we did 80 plus targets, and now basically last night was 90 plus targets. An additional 90 plus targets. So anyways, let's go ahead and give you guys the chronological breakdown of what we're going to be discussing this morning. We got, when it was all breaking, U.S. strikes Iran for the second straight day, as you guys just were notified of that just now. Then we have some interesting stuff going on over there in Baltimore. I saw this breaking yesterday afternoon-ish. It was, yesterday afternoon. And dozens were injured after a bus crash into Baltimore County building. That's a big one. I had to clear my throat again. And yes, it was pretty tragic, by the way. It wasn't just hitting a building. There was multiple things that were struck and people injured and stuff like that. So we're going to be discussing that here in a moment. Then we have Plattner drops out of Maine Senate race after sexual assault allegation. Now, as you guys know, we've actually been covering this a little bit ever since Plattner was thrown into the news cycle about this whole sexual assault allegation. And he is deciding now to drop out. So we've been following this for, I guess, 3 days? But now he's dropping out of the race. Not surprised. We have Ukrainian drones target Russian oil refineries, by the way, tankers on the Sea of Azov. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. A-Z-O-V. It says, we are learning more this week as President Trump says the United States will give Ukraine a license to manufacture Patriot air defense systems. So the Patriot missile and stuff like that, we are basically giving them the okay to produce it, essentially. We're going to get more into that here soon. Then we have Trump says U.S. to allow Ukraine to produce Patriot missiles. And yes, that was basically yesterday. Excuse me. I'm sorry. That was basically during the bilateral meeting that was held with Trump and Zelensky yesterday over there in Turkey regarding this NATO summit. So I think that's where all of that was dropped. And then we have, just as of 4 hours ago this morning, U.S. hits 90 targets in fire exchange with Iran. Trump declares ceasefire is over. Well, that's what I was just telling you guys. Also, some interesting sad news. We got a singer, Bonnie Tyler, dead at 75 after hospitalization. That's terrible news as well. Then we have former Olympian pleads not guilty in reflecting pool scandal, because as you guys been, probably that one of the people that is being accused of the reflecting pool scandal, them vandalizing it, whatever, one of them is supposed to be like this former Olympian. but he is pleading not guilty on that. So, all right, that's what we're looking at this morning. Quickly, let's go ahead and do our call to actions, and then we'll get right into the madness. Make sure you guys hit that like button, double tap that screen if you guys are on the vertical side. I very much appreciate it, and it's free to do so. You know what else is free is hitting that subscribe button. This is what we do Monday through Friday, and then, of course, we have members only on Saturday morning, man. It's always a good time. Speaking of members, please consider becoming a member, starting only at $4.99 a month. We're making sure we're not breaking the bank out there with anybody, but check it out. This is what allows us to be on these airwaves as well as have these lights on. So thank you guys for becoming members and staying. Little side note here, make sure you guys follow my Instagram at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my life, but as well as the show, Millennial Food Time, breaking news, as well as politics, all that great shit, man. We also have a Discord server for all of you legends. Make sure you guys go in the video description down below, and that is where the invite link is. And last but not least, all super chats, super stickers, gift and memberships, and membership signups are, of course, all going to be presented live and shouted out onto the show. But if you guys like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut that they take from your hard-earned cash, we have these platforms that are scrolling around the screen at any time. You can donate to those, and I get 100% of the proceeds. And, of course, we'll read out loud anything that comes our way, just like a normal super chat, so you'll still be able to interrupt the show and all that. We'll make a deal about it. Absolutely. All right, good morning to everybody, man. We got Carney Vanguard coming in first, hot this morning. We got Easy Frank as well as Motobomb Virginia. Yes, sir. By the way, Coffee Crew, thank you guys for the raid this morning. You guys are legends. Sick Bastard, Carney Vanguard, Motobomb Virginia, all of you guys. Road Reality, we always appreciate you guys and your love. We got Mr. Al Patterson. Good morning as well. We got Charles from Down Under. Yes, sir. Good morning to you as well. We got Pablo, my man, as well as brother VC. We got Rabbit of Chaos as well as So Loud. Good morning to you guys, man. We got Toga. Yes, sir. Always appreciate you. We got Critters. Good morning. And Gary. Good morning to you guys, man. We're running our way down. We got AU as well. And Sick Bastard. Good morning, guys. We got Sterling Wheel as well. And we got OG Steve Easy. Yes, sir. Good morning to you. Let's see, we're running our way down fast as humanly possible. I try to like say hi to everybody, you know what I mean? Kib, I unfortunately I'm not going to know how to say Kibaru. I think that may be how you say it. Good to see you in the chat, man. Hopefully you're enjoying the morning. We got No Grow as well. Good morning. Ant, I see you as well as Agrillipus, my man. Good morning to you, kind sir. We got Kurt as well. Same Big Mike and crew. Yes, sir. All right, we're about to get into this madness right now. First, we're going to talk about when this was breaking. U.S. strikes Iran for second straight day, and we do have a little bit more footage for you guys to see, but this is the start of it.
Here with some breaking news that we are following. CENTCOM just putting this out moments ago, saying at the direction of the Commander-in-Chief, U.S. Central Command forces have started conducting additional strikes against Iran to further degrade their ability to threaten freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. The United States is holding Iran accountable for recent unjustified aggression against commercial shipping and civilian crews freely navigating a vital international waterway.
Yeah, Virginia Chaos, Motobomb Virginia down in the chat. He has a live stream that he hosts Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. Now, some of the other guys do their other shows and stuff like that as well. But the Coffee Crew specific, yeah, they do their show before my show, and then they raid in the very beginning.
This comes just hours after President Trump pretty much said that more strikes would be happening sometime today. And the U.S. has responded to the attacks with a wave of
Good morning, Miss Lotus.
Strikes on nearly 100 targets within Iran. President Donald Trump declared that the ceasefire with Iran was over as of today. The NATO chief says the violent U.S. response was absolutely necessary, and the U.S. has also revoked Iran oil sanction waivers that were granted amid the peace talks here. So this news just coming within the moments here of this tensions in the Middle East continuing to uptick right now, and we will.
What's up, Bill Castle over there in the state of Washington? Shout out to my man.
See what the next moves are with the U.S. and Iran as well. But again, more strikes.
Of course, that's what our job is here. We follow all these things, and we bring it to you guys. All right, first, before we get back into rest of crazy politics, first we got to get into dozens injured after bus crashes into Baltimore County building. This happened yesterday. I watched it actually break and as it was happening, and what a terrible story. Absolute devastating story. It's
We're
quick.
back here with you, coming back from break with multiple injuries out of Baltimore. We are covering this breaking news here for you on Live Now from Fox. I'm your host, Mike Page, as we continue to roll on. Take a look.
You know, that's a good question. And I'm going to have to say Luigi because I don't like red.
At the latest update coming out of Baltimore County Fire Department, putting this out on X, saying a vehicle crashed into a building. We are learning that that vehicle is a bus, and now learning that it.
Texas Gidget, good morning. Great to see you in the chat as well. So yes, 30 plus patients right now are being reported, and at least one is in critical. Second alarm mass casualty incident declared. This is over there, obviously, in Baltimore County.
At least 30 patients have been
Beaker? Good
reported. At least one critical second alarm mass casualty incident has also been declared, and we're waiting to see if we'll get more video of the scene. Just moments ago,
I had the video, so I wonder if they do end up bringing it up.
we had here
they do.
some
They
for
do.
you. The photographer right now is making adjustments, and
We'll skip ahead.
Into the
There it is.
building, but it's not only a bus that is impacted here as well. There was also other scenes on this street that we will see here.
You know, Skeeter, I really don't know what ends up happening when something like this happens. Maybe the bus driver was distracted driving. Maybe he was text messaging back. Maybe he was drunk. Maybe he was on some sort of drugs. But unfortunately, we don't know that information yet. But yes, valid question.
Just a moment, looked like a car was involved as well. And you can see this
Power lines. Yep, power lines down.
To be a power pole that was down as well, coming from this incident. We do have live pictures back up again, so let's go out there live. We could put this up, and you can see the scene right now. Very, very chaotic going on now in Baltimore, as at least 30 people impacted here.
Yes, by the way, Steve Easy is dropping those links for Motobomb and for Sick Bastard and as well as Carney Vanguard. Make sure you guys go over there and subscribe, man. Those guys are amazing. They show a lot of love to us over here.
This crash, a very, very sad scene to see right now. We know that at least one person is in critical condition, and they have since elevated this scene again.
Hell yeah, Bill Castle. You have my Instagram and stuff, right? Like all of that, right? If you do, message me topics on there or on the Discord, whichever one. Both of them kind of work for me.
As they continue to try to figure out just what happened. But again, it looks like everybody at this moment has been transported. But right now, we are seeing the aftermath of a huge bus crash into a building that happened just a little bit ago in Baltimore. We're keeping an eye on all of the different shots that we have.
Well, you can always email me as well. I have the channel email. And I don't know what else socials you use. I actually do have a Facebook as well. It's all linked in the channel description, by the way.
Available here to us. Want to go back out to some more video that just happened moments ago, and you can see, and this is what I was showing you.
Charlie Rose, by the way, good morning to you. And I didn't know that you made content until earlier today, this morning. I heard Motobomb talk about your new video or something like that. And I'm like, what? Charlie Rose makes videos? She makes content. I got to go over there and subscribe. So I went over there and subscribed to you this morning. Good stuff, by the way.
I wanted to talk to you about as well.
Look at the scene.
Looks like that car, a couple of cars.
So it wasn't just them running into the freaking building. They took out power line. They hit a couple of cars. This scene is pretty dramatic. I mean, when you have a full bus going with passengers, you're going to have some weight. I mean, just the bus alone without the passengers is already enough with speed. So
were impacted as well in this crash. This is right behind the bus and the building here, but you can see that the red tape is up. You have cars that have been impacted here as well. And again, at least 30 people injured.
Yeah, this is tragic, Kerry. Good morning to you.
From this crash. So we will be keeping an eye on it for you. On Live Now from Fox, if we have any sound that is coming on the ground from officials, we'll bring that to you as well. But once again, coming from Baltimore County Fire,
Yes, and by the way, of course, we're going to be following any of these stories that we present, especially if they're breaking and stuff like that. Now, they don't always give us an update on these stories, so unfortunately, I can only do so much with the reports. And of course, I also follow it from the actual reports, not just from, Live Now or something like that, right? So, anyways, this week we've been talking about this guy named Plattner. He is now dropping out of Maine Senate race after sexual assault allegations. So, I'm not surprised by this because I saw him trying to defend this, and it was like, I don't know, years and years later or whatever the case is, but nonetheless, he is still obviously dropping out of this. I'm sure that there's some sort of deal that the party probably made with him, like, hey, you need to drop out of this shit. We'll hide you over here or whatever. I mean, that's a lot of times that's how these parties work. Not specific to just one party either, by the way. That goes for everybody. All right, let's go ahead and bring this up and we'll quickly discuss what the hell's going on here.
Welcome back into Live Now from Fox. I'm your host, Anna Marsick. We do have breaking news to get to as Graham Plattner has suspended his Maine Senate campaign. This coming from him. My name might be on the ballot right now, but that ballot line belongs to the people of Maine. Graham Plattner officially dropping out of the Maine Senate race after a rape allegation upended his campaign, clearing the way for Democrats to find a replacement to take on GOP Senator Susan Collins. Graham Plattner did post a video to his social media earlier today, making this announcement just moments ago. Let's play that out.
Hey, everyone. It's Graham Plattner here. I think as many of you know, over the past couple days, I have faced some very...
Oh, Steve Easy. That's a big... I mean, it's always been kind of a big topic since the flock cameras came out, but lately, especially, the discussions around flock cameras is getting more and more and more intense, which is exactly what we need. Flock cameras are totally unconstitutional. Fuck them. I don't think that they should be able to even have the right to use those things. We got Joker in the building. Shout out to my man. Hopefully you're enjoying the morning so far. Definitely know that we are. Got to pay them hoes or be on your toes. That's a fact, VC. You know the deal. You know the deal.
Allegations, and I just want to make it clear. This is all false. The things that have been claimed did not happen. It's not real.
Well, if it's not real, then why are you dropping out of the race?
It has placed an immense amount of weight on me as I think about what needs to happen now. Amy and I are regular people. We were not looking for this experience. We were not looking to get into politics. We had no desire to run for office.
I think that people that say that oftentimes are bullshitting. Truthfully, I've always, it's been interesting to want to be involved in politics and stuff like that. Like, I've always been interested in politics, but now me being actually involved in politics, I truthfully, a lot of that kind of shit did land on my lap. And a lot of people, unfortunately, try to use certain things as a selling point, and that being one of them. Another one is like, oh, I'm a conservative, but then they're actually not conservatives. That's a selling point. They're a lot of times people that call themselves conservatives are actually rhinos. If you look up the way that their ideology, if you start asking them about these things, they're going to tell you exactly, they'll tell you what you want to hear. And then you go look how they vote later and see that they are a total rhino. It's not surprising. But now this guy is a Democrat, and granted, but I'm just speaking from my point of view, right?
I just want you to think about what you would do as a regular person in a position where a much larger world, large forces were working against you personally to accuse you of the worst thing that a person could do, and it was not remotely true. I learned about this through press inquiries with no time to truly respond, no time for investigations before.
Oh, where did you post it, Bill Castle? Because if you posted it in the chat, it's not going to allow you. It may look like it went through, but it didn't. So only mods can drop links. That's the way YouTube is. I didn't select that. That's the way YouTube is. So where did you send it? If you put it in the YouTube chat, I didn't see it.
A corporate media system and the political establishment got to act as judge, jury, and executioner. Accusations are supposed to be the beginning of things. not the end. I think it's really important to understand why this is happening in the timeline, why this is happening right now, much like October when the first attack started, much like the news that was created the week before the primary. There is a reason that this is happening now.
What's up, brother TVT? Good morning.
I only have until July 13th until I am officially the nominee. This was the last week to try to get me off of the ballot. And that's why this is occurring. It's not the false allegations, though, that have brought us to where we are. It's the fact that they're being used by the political establishment to put structural pressure on us. We live in a political system that is not built for normal people.
That's the first time I've actually agreed with this guy.
It is a system that is built structurally to make sure that movements like ours cannot flourish. That if they begin to succeed, they can be crushed.
Good morning, Vietnam. Great to see you, John, in the chat. Happy Thirsty Thursday to you, kind of.
What we have accomplished here, you made possible. The people of Maine, the volunteers, the voters, the grassroots donors, and I have all the faith in the world.
Yeah, on this guy, honestly, with the allegations, I'm sure that is a thing. But the truth is I'm not paying full attention to these kind of guys either. I think that you and everybody else here knows that I really do focus on, military movements, shape-shifting of the world. Now, of course, do we cover politics and do we cover internal problems and all that shit? Of course. Congress in general, we're going to discuss politics and representatives, of course. But each individual case is not something I'm not following, nonstop right now. So my focus right now is obviously in the Middle East and also in Europe. So
that we could win if we could continue to harness that. But the brutal political reality is that they are going to take everything away from us. Those in power who have the ability to do so are using these allegations.
Man, if you think the Patriot Act is bad, look up the Restrict Act that we passed in 2023. The Restrict Act. It was labeled as, it was like what they dressed it up to be is the TikTok bill. But inside the TikTok bill, we passed the Restrict Act. The Restrict Act is basically the Patriot Act times 100. That is fucked. Go look it up. Anyways, back to this.
As an excuse to take away all of the things that we need to run a campaign. We are going to lose our ability to fundraise. We are going to lose our ability to access voter data. We are going to lose all of the things that any campaign needs on the basic level simply to function. Larger organizations, the national level party, the bigger donor networks, they have all committed to spending no money in this race if I'm in it. They would rather see Susan Collins win than have me.
Oh shit, real quick. We got brother VC coming in with the 5 spot on the Cash App, by the way. Thank you very much, kind sir. He says, I'll get it started in this bitch. Send your freaking money. Absolutely. And for the rest of the homies, listen, everyone needs to embrace their fuck up.
Don't beat yourself up over past mistakes. You are going to fuck up again in the future, quite possibly in a most spectacular fashion. Why worry about yesterday's fuck ups when you have tomorrow's fuck ups to look forward to? You are a fuck up, and fucking up is part of your growth process. Embrace the process.
Always embrace thy process. All right, back to this.
The next senator from Maine. What comes next needs to come from the people. Needs to come from the people of Maine. Needs to come from the voters who on June 9th, at a strength of over 150,000, the largest number in the history of Maine primaries, said no to this kind of politics.
Yeah, now he's got a sexual allegation against him. So not only does he got that going on for him as well, but he also has got this going on regards to a sexual allegation.
Voted for a politics that would actually represent them, voted against the political system, against the donor class, against the entrenched forces. And I'm not asking for how this process is going to work. I'm not trying to dictate to anyone who it should be or how we get there, but I will say this. It needs to be open, transparent, and democratic. It needs to be reflecting the will and the values of the people that built this movement, the people that showed up on June 9th. People in D.C. need to stay in D.C. Decisions should not be made in back rooms by people in places of political power. Party apparatchiks are not the ones to make these decisions. These decisions need to be made in the
I've been over this guy since the first time I heard him speak, not even joking.
Open by the people of this state, the people who got us here. This is exactly the kind of political system that everyone voted against on June 9th. And for that reason, we need to be assured that it is going to be open and democratic as we move forward. Amy and I struggled about getting into this. Last summer, right around this time of year, we sat down and we looked at each other and we said, if we believe in the
all the comments are live, by the way.
Kind of politics we think that
we're live.
We have to do this. Over the past couple days, really yesterday and today, we have had to have that exact same conversation. We believe that for the movement to continue, it can't be me.
So I'm going to drop out, is what he's about to say.
And for that reason, we are suspending campaign operations.
Oh, I understand his question here. Yes. So there's two different live streams going on at the same time. There's a vertical side and there's a horizontal side, both on YouTube simultaneously. So both are running. That's why.
This is incredibly difficult because I know that some will think it's an admission of guilt, and it most certainly is not. We're not doing it because of the allegations. We're doing it because of the structures that are being taken away from us by those in power. And I also feel an immense amount of responsibility to everyone who has worked so hard to get us to where we are.
I feel like all these people that got us to this point, I got to let you know that I got to drop out.
We went toe-to-toe with one of the most entrenched political systems in the history of the world, and we won. We beat them on June 9th in overwhelming numbers. We did it the right way. We built a campaign. We engaged in electoral politics. We motivated people. We banded together. We did it the way that we were told we are supposed to make change. And we won. And now they are not going to let us have it.
No, I mean, shit. You got some allegations that are out there that you need to deal with at this point. I mean, there's a couple things working against you. We got Brother So Loud with the 10 spot, by the way. I very much appreciate that. He says, hit the like on both sides. Why not? Absolutely. Hit that like button. Double tap that screen if you guys are on the vertical side. I very much appreciate it. Listen, you don't have to love what's happening around the world or in our country here, but you guys can hit the like button for me and what we do here on Insane Wheels. So thank you for that. And thank you, So Loud, for that 10 spot. It definitely goes a long way. Let's go.
Not if it's me. And so we're suspending campaign operations. I want to make clear, though.
Suspending it.
I intend to file my paperwork to withdraw. The process needs to assure that what comes next is reflective of the Mainers who on June 9th turned out and showed that they are desperate for a different kind of politics. It needs to be driven not from back rooms, but by the will of the people. And the decisions that come next must come from that. All we were asking for was health care, was to end the genocide, to use our taxpayer dollars.
I definitely agree with ending the shit that's going on in Israel, of course.
At home to uplift our communities instead of waging war overseas. We were asking for a fair system. We were asking for an end to the corruption, the end to the money.
End of corruption and Democrat is an oxymoron.
politics. We were asking for real democracy, and we did it the right way, and we won.
I think that's in his own mind. You know what I mean, Steve? And we won.
But now the ball is in the court of the Democratic establishment.
Yeah. Good luck with
My
that.
name might be on the ballot right now, but that ballot line belongs to the people of Maine. And on November 3rd, it needs to belong to the people of Maine. And the next Democratic senator for Maine needs to belong to the people of Maine. They need to reflect the will and the values of the people of this state.
I'm always about representatives need to reflect what the people of their district want. Absolutely. I agree with that sentiment 100,000%.
I love this state. I love Maine, and I love Mainers in ways that I can't really describe.
Mainers.
I'm immensely proud of what we have built, and I have the utmost faith that we will continue to build. And we will
I can't believe he's still going.
A few moments later.
I can't believe we let him play. We played this whole thing out, to be quite honest.
Continue to move
almost over.
Towards a better future.
A lot of cope.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank all of you. And keep fighting. We're going to win someday.
All right, so that post coming.
All right. So as you guys know, with all these stories, we do our best to follow them all. So that's what we're going to be doing. We'll keep an eye out. Okay, we got Ukrainian drones target Russian oil refineries, tankers on the Sea of Azov, AZOV. This just coming out yesterday evening. So let's go ahead and figure out what the hell is going on here. This is, we've been following Russia, Ukraine for many years, but then recently, I would say within the last month, it's been a topic of discussion again. So we're watching a lot of things happening on both sides, Ukraine's side, Russia's side, and it's just a lot of chaos.
Welcome back into Live Now from Fox. I'm Andy Mack. Turning our attention right now to Ukraine as a major breakthrough after a meeting Wednesday between President Donald Trump and Ukrainian leader Vladimir Zelensky, as the two sides reaching a new agreement that could help Ukraine repel Russian airstrikes from cities. Fox News correspondent Alex Hogan has the latest.
Another day, another wave of deadly Russian attacks in Ukraine. Strikes on the country's two largest city of Kyiv and Kharkiv, leaving multiple people dead. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has pleaded with allies for more.
And yes, the big news on what just happened with the summit and into the regards of the United States and Ukraine is Trump did give Ukraine the okay to produce Patriot missiles now, which is a big deal, actually.
More Patriot missile interceptors to shoot Russian.
Whether that be good or bad is irrelevant, but it is a big deal.
Missiles out of the sky.
Please help us get more air defense missiles. This is our top priority.
Yes, and so every single time Zelensky shows up for anything regards to NATO, it's like, I need money me now, you know? And hey, listen, I'm about that, but not every single time that you go for a sit down. If that's the only thing you offer, come on, man. So here's the money me now.
All right, just get the money part done.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
Now that is actual factuals, ladies and gentlemen.
Denied.
All right, back to this.
Right now.
And now he appears to be one step closer to getting his wish. At a sit-down with President Trump at Wednesday's NATO summit in Turkey, the president agreed to give Ukraine the license to manufacture their own Patriots.
We'll give them the right to make Patriots. We'll show them how to do it.
That's a major win for Ukraine that could help turn the tide of the war now in its 5th year. In recent months, the Ukrainians have shifted their strategy toward using Ukrainian drones to target Russian supply lines and infrastructure. The president praising their ability to hold out for so long against a much larger Russian force.
Yo, Virginia Chaos dropping it like it's hot with the 5 spot, saying for some chicken feed for Naomi's little nuggets. Well, that's a big W, by the way. Thank you for that, kind sir. Goes a long way. Hell yeah. I think that she had a rough night last night, so she's going to have to watch the replay. So, yeah, she's sleeping right now.
Fighting is tough. He's been very effective.
In recent days, President Trump has shown an interest in revisiting peace talks and is looking into the possibility of a face-to-face between Zelensky and Russian President Vladimir Putin in a neutral location.
You know what? I'm going to give it to you, No Grow. Let's just go ahead and get it over with.
Man, motherfuckers talk all the shit they want. But you see me, I'm sitting up here snacking on this big ass sandwich, not getting a fuck. Kiss my dick, motherfucker.
Well, needed to be said. You know what I mean? Shit. All right.
Initially, Putin had wanted a meeting to be held in Moscow.
Wild card. Good morning.
Would you go to Moscow?
It's difficult. There are a lot of Ukrainian drones there. That's right.
Damn.
Trump also-
Zelensky wasn't fucking around. He said, Trump asked him, would you be willing to go to Moscow? And he looked at him and said, well, there's a lot of Ukrainian drones, going in there, so maybe not.
Also said that the U.S. would be willing to work on some kind of security package for Ukraine, but did not give specifics. In Washington, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
All right, thank you so much, Alex. More in terms of Ukraine, as they have sharply escalated a campaign against Russian merchant ships shipping in the Sea of Azov, stepping up efforts to disrupt fuel supplies occupied in Crimea, as you can see.
And by the way, we're not going to play this whole thing. I do want the front monologue of this, though.
From the Financial Times, talking about the intensity of those attacks increasing on Russian ships as it marked the highest number of merchant vessels targeted within 48 hours since the start of the renewed Russian invasion, as Kyiv's military...
What's up, brother Jack Telcott? Good morning to you, kind sir, and happy Thirsty Thursday to you. Hopefully you're enjoying the morning so far. Definitely know that we are. Great to see you in the chat, my man. Blessings.
Said it has struck 8 small fuel tankers supplying the peninsula. Let's be joined right now here by global shipping expert, maritime expert, friend of the program, Sal Mercogliano. Sal.
Now, I'm not really interested in what he's got to say here. Let me go ahead and scan ahead here if we have different images or any different posts from governmental officials from Ukraine or Russia or the United States, whichever. Looks like they even get to start to talking about the strait and all that. They do a little bit, but yeah. Okay, we're going to move on from this. So at least you guys know what the hell is going on, that there are some Ukrainian drones that are targeting Russian oil refineries, continuing to do that, by the way. That's been an ongoing kind of thing in Moscow for since about last month, 3 weeks ago. We've been covering it all. So anyways, we're going to move on. Something into that Patriot missile aspect of Ukraine we're going to discuss right here, right now, quickly. Trump, U.S. to allow Ukraine to produce Patriot missiles, which is a big deal. Let's go and bring this up, and here we go.
Putting this up here on your screen as well. Zelensky posting this on X saying, good meeting with President Trump and his team. I'm grateful for the strong emphasis placed on the strengthening Ukraine's air defense to better protect people's lives. President Trump and I spoke about some ideas that could strengthen our positions and could bring peace closer. I count on our teams to follow up promptly on everything discussed today. We also talked diplomacy. We're trying to make it work. We will keep working productively to make it happen. Thank you. For more on this, let's bring in national security analyst Hal Kempfer and host
we
of
love
the
Hal
Strat
Kempfer.
podcast. Thanks
awesome
for being with us on Live Now.
Thanks, Alexandra.
So let's start here. What are these Patriot air defense systems? What is this technology?
Well, it's our premier air defense missile. It can track,
and it's very expensive. They're not cheap.
100 different targets at the same time. It's got a range out to 100 kilometers. It can go after lower flying missiles or planes. It can go after high flying ballistic missiles, high into their arc, depending on how high they are. And it is an outstanding weapon. We've had various versions of the Patriot system going back almost 4 decades. That we had Patriots with us in Desert Storm, for example, and that was 1990, 1991. So I guess you an idea. Very, very earlier version. It's not fair to compare that with what they have now. But that missile has been a mainstay. It's a fantastic missile. However, it is very expensive. Those missiles are very expensive. They cost up to $2 million a piece. And one of the problems early on with this war was we provided them Patriot missiles, but that $1.4 to $2 million missile was being shot at a drone that cost the Russians about $35,000.
Exactly, and that's been something that's been discussed a lot. Is if you're using a $1 million munition to take down a $20,000 or $30,000 drone, your math is terribly on the worst side of the ratio. Right.
So there's been a real mismatch in terms of air defense missiles to drone intercepts, and drones have become rather ubiquitous. So what Ukraine has done is developed a very extensive counter drone capability with drone interceptors. However, there's still ballistic missiles that come in, and they still need those Patriot missile systems. They have a lot of the systems. They just don't have a lot of the Patriot missiles, and we're low on missiles because of the war with Iran. We've used up a lot of Patriot missiles. So we don't have a lot to spare. So it's kind of exciting what they've come up with here, which is that.
Yes, there was this NATO initiative that they were discussing at the summit yesterday that is something like France, UK, Germany is putting this $50 billion incentive to basically take it upon yourself without the United States, with us paying for it or us manufacturing it. And so it looks like that there is going to be some expansion of where their own countries are going to make it.
That the Ukrainians will actually get a license to produce some variation of the Patriot missile. And they have a pretty robust production pipeline for missiles and missile components. So they may get that into action sooner rather than later.
What a price tag on that. How critical of a move is this for Ukrainian defense?
I think it's an absolutely critical move, even though when they have these massive onslaughts of Russian strikes on Kyiv and other cities, most of those are drones by and large. But there is a healthy mix that are missiles, ballistic missiles, in some cases very high performance ballistic missiles. Not a lot, but the problem is they're really, without the Patriot missile system, there's just nothing that can stop them. So they really do need this missile to fill that critical gap. And by the way, those ballistic missiles come in, have very large warheads. They cause a lot of destruction. And in many cases, the destruction includes death, serious injuries. So having something that can take care of that component is really a vital piece of the Ukrainian air defense matrix. And I think this is a really big step forward. It had been talked about before the conference. This was something that was on the table to be discussed. And when President Trump came in there, he agreed to it right off. And I thought that was very, very impressive, the way that was agreed to without any hesitation.
And on your
all right, and that's all that we needed to hear from the situation. Trust me, that's what I wanted to highlight right there. All right, let's get into Iran. As you guys know, we've been following this since the very beginning, and we put this on the thumbnail. As you guys can see, it says the ceasefire is over, and it sure the fuck is. We're about to get into more of the destruction that happened on day 2. So yesterday, last night, I should say, overnight, there was 90 targets that the United States hit in Iran. Trump declares ceasefire is now over. So let's go ahead and bring this up. Here we go, and we'll figure out what the hell is going on here.
And welcome back, Kaden. We have
this is a quick update too.
Breaking news as the United States has launched fresh strikes against Iran overnight, bringing in this ex-post here from U.S. Central Command. This says U.S. Central Command forces completed an additional round of strikes against Iran July 8th to further degrade Iran's ability to attack commercial shipping and innocent civilian mariners in the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. forces struck approximately 90 Iranian military targets, including air.
Now, the night before, we struck 80 Iranian targets. Military targets, and this time it was 90. So 80 the day before, 90 today. So addition to
defense systems, coastal surveillance assets, missile and drone storage sites, naval capabilities, and military logistics infrastructure along Iran's coastline. The latest strikes follow successful execution of offensive strikes in Iran the night before. And we do have some video here that we want to show you here on these unclassified images here as I continue to read off more.
Yeah, kind of, Steve Easy. You keep forcing them by force to come to the table and actually come up with an agreement. And if they don't, then it goes right back to that until we deplete, basically. That's the way that I have kind of chopped the whole thing up quickly. Oh, shit, I exited out of that map thing yesterday. I shouldn't have done that. Hold on, let me pull this up again, because I want to show you guys a little bit of the areas that were struck. Okay, so I've got it here. I'm just going to pull this up. Okay, here we go. So let's go ahead and back this out and go on over here. Okay, so a lot of the strikes that were happening overnight, again, were basically somewhat of the same locations. Bandar Abbas, which is the main port there. Qasem Island as well was struck. And then you have these areas over here. Sirik was struck as well. And then there was one that was internal. I don't know if it was Vay or some, it was some area that was a little bit more inland. And then there was some movement that was being struck over here as well by Dodger Dan and Bostonu. Let's see. And there was something that was going on over here as well. Now, one of the islands, not yesterday, not last night, but the night before, was also struck. I forget which one of these small, little, tiny islands that they targeted. So yeah, those are the kind of the locations of where the strikes are. I'm just trying to give you guys a visual representation of where a lot of these strikes are happening. So here we go.
Of this breaking news as the United States launched new airstrikes against Iran early Thursday, and Tehran responded by targeting Bahrain, Kuwait, and Qatar in crossfire that again threatened an interim deal intended to help end the war in the Persian Gulf. The strikes came hours after
those are the little mosquito fleet that you just saw them blow up right there.
Threatened an interim deal intended to help end the war.
That's part of the mosquito fleet. I mean, I'm just pointing out that these are their small little mosquito fleet boats that they overwhelm the enemy
in the Persian Gulf.
With these.
The strikes came hours after U.S. President Donald Trump said recent Iranian attacks on ships in the Strait of Hormuz signaled the end of the fragile ceasefire. The U.S. struck a variety of military sites and port facilities early Wednesday after Iran targeted several merchant vessels off the coast of Oman, sparking Iranian fire then as well. But Thursday's attacks appeared bigger all around, with sirens sounding at least 3 times in Bahrain, home to the U.S. Navy's 5th Fleet headquarters. There was no immediate word of damage in the 3 Gulf Arab countries from attacks claimed by Iran's military. In Iran, the 2 days of American airstrikes have killed at least 14 people and wounded another 78, Iran's health ministry said Thursday, in its first overall count of casualties. We do have this from the Associated Press, this X post here. I want to bring this onto your screen.
For 90 targets being targeted on a military, what they're going after, military targets, 14 people are dead, and unfortunately, as well as 78 people wounded. Now, that's pretty impressive for 90 plus strikes happening to basically they're not going after the people per se, they're going after these structures, which is good.
This here saying Iran's health ministry says 2 days of U.S. airstrikes have killed at least 14 people and wounded 78. Tehran has responded to the strikes by targeting Bahrain, Kuwait, and Qatar in crossfire that threatens an interim deal intended to help end the war. That X post coming from the Associated Press. Now, the U.S. Military Central Command said it hit
some of our equipment. I mean, a lot of our equipment is just mind-blowing how amazing what the possibilities are with them.
90 targets across Iran, releasing black and white footage of what appeared to be strikes on an...
Yeah, there was a little bit of retaliation from Bahrain. They did get themselves involved where they shot off some defenses as well into Iran, or defensive retaliation. But yes, Bahrain did send a few things. I don't know how many munitions they used, but I did see that they did hop in. And we talked about that yesterday as well.
Airport runway and missile launchers, saying, quote, U.S. forces remain vigilant, lethal, and prepared to execute operations directed by the commander-in-chief, it added. As the U.S. says the strikes were intended to, quote, further degrade Iran's ability to, quote, to threaten freedom of navigation in the strait, through which a fifth of the world's traded oil and natural gas passed before the war began. The U.S. and Israeli...
Yeah, Steve Easy, they definitely have structured themselves to be kind of bulletproof in the aspect of the regime, right? That you would have to take out basically 36 different factions of the state of Iran, right? Because it's like 36 different like military like sections broken off all in under kind of one, but they all kind of operate on their own, which is interesting. We got Steve Posey, by the way, coming in for the 20 months, big one, by the way, saying best stream around. Well, thank you very much for that, brother. That goes a long way, man. Thank you for that. Dropping in like it's hot. Definitely. Make sure you guys, if you guys are members, show up on Saturday mornings, man. We definitely have a fucking good time.
The attacks on February 28th. Here again from the U.S. Central Command, saying at the direction of the Commander-in-Chief, U.S. Central Command forces have started conducting additional strikes against Iran to further degrade their ability to threaten freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. The United States is holding Iran accountable for recent unjustified aggression against commercial shipping and civilian crews freely navigating a vital international waterway. Just some of the breaking news that we are getting right now. We do want to bring you out to that live look at the Strait of Hormuz that we do have here, courtesy of Marine Tracker. Iranian state media reported explosions in several locations And as well as we know that the U.S. Central Command says that they are conducting additional strikes against Iran to further degrade their ability to threaten freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz, which you're looking at live.
Yeah, and this came out just a handful of hours ago. 5 hours ago is how long that this came out. All right, we have to move on though. Let's get into some sad news. Singer Bonnie Tyler dead at 75 after hospitalization. Let's go ahead and bring that up. That's too bad. 75.
Some breaking news as the Grammy-nominated singer Bonnie Tyler has died. We do want to bring you this post here from the New York Times. This here says, breaking: Bonnie Tyler, the Welsh singer who soared to #1 with Total Eclipse of the Heart, a titanic pop anthem of the 1980s, has died at the age of 75. And we do have an article here courtesy of the Associated Press as we do list off a bit more here of this as Bonnie Tyler.
Yeah, we can't play the music. I was about to say we're going to have to mute that part because we'll get fucking struck.
The Grammy-nominated Welsh pop star, best known for singing the chart-topping power ballad Total Eclipse of the Heart in 1983 and seeing new generations succumb to its bombastic charms during solar and lunar eclipses, has died at the age of 75. Now, Tyler died unexpectedly in a hospital in Portugal, where she was being treated for an illness, her family said Thursday in a statement on her website.
Well, what illness? Treated for what kind of illness?
She was hospitalized in May in Faro, where she had a home for emergency intestinal surgery. She had been placed in an induced coma for a period, but was reportedly improved.
Yeah, it's funny because I really didn't know who she was either. And then I spoke about it on the panel earlier on the Coffee Crew, and they're like, oh, yeah, she sang a Total Eclipse of the Heart. And I'm like, yeah, that's the song that they're talking about.
Improving last
month, that's what she was known for.
To make a good recovery. Bonnie's family and team are heartbroken to announce that Bonnie unexpectedly passed away last night in a hospital in Portugal as a result of the illness that she was being treated for.
Which is what?
Quote there coming from Bonnie's family. Tyler earned 3 Grammy nods, represented Britain at the Eurovision Song Contest in 2013, where she came in 19th. She was honored as a member of the Order of the British Empire for her services to music by Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, that's right, PJ. Good morning to you, by the way. Happy Thirsty Thursday to you.
Elizabeth II in 2022. All largely thanks to Total Eclipse of the Heart, which had more than 1 billion streams, boosted by real eclipses in 2017.
Damn, she got 1 billion streams of Total Eclipse of the Heart. Damn, that is a lot of fucking streams on a song. All right, we're going to move on into former Olympian pleads not guilty in reflecting pool scandal. Now, there was a handful of people that were accused of basically vandalizing the reflecting pool, and one of them happens to be a former Olympian. So let's go ahead and bring this up, and that person is claiming not guilty on this.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I'm Stephanie Quinu. We are following some breaking news right now. This is from the Associated Press, stating that a former Olympian pleads not guilty to deliberately damaging the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool after President Trump alleged vandalism. That happening just moments ago in court as the former Olympian pleaded not guilty to deliberately damaging the recently renovated reflecting pool. David Hearn, that former Olympian who competed in 3 Summer Olympics, entered the plea through one of his attorneys during his initial appearance in D.C. Superior Court. He is 67 years old. He's from Bethesda, Maryland. He was indicted last Thursday on a single felony count of property destruction. Now, the
Damn, he's that old?
D.C. Superior Court judge did not require Hearn to be supervised by the court while he is free awaiting a trial. A status hearing.
What's up, Papa D? Good morning to you, kind sir. Hopefully you're enjoying your Thirsty Thursday as well.
Was scheduled for August 5th. And moments ago, we were hearing from some attorneys outside the D.C. Superior Court. I wanted to play those remarks out for you right now.
Hello, everyone. I'm Norman Eisen of the Democracy Defenders Fund, co-counsel for Mr. Hearn, together with Mary Dorman of the Washington Litigation Group. Today, Davy Hearn pled not guilty. Because he is not guilty. If Mr. Hearn can be charged with a felony for touching the reflecting pool, every American is at risk.
No, I said that old. So what I meant by that is usually when you're in your 50s, you got it kind of figured out in life. Like, hey, you know, I'm not going to act like a fucking 20-year-old, right? It usually doesn't work out for guys that are doing that. But yes, it does happen, though. It does happen. But that's what I meant by it. I didn't mean that 50 is actually old. I'm just surprised that a 50-year-old man would be, going and vandalizing something like that. Like, that's what I expect out of a kid, 20-year-old or something like that.
And every American should be alarmed about this prosecution. This indictment reflects the administration's effort to scapegoat Davey and to shift blame for their own failures. We will litigate these issues vigorously. We have confidence in our justice system to see through this misuse of government power against an ordinary American based on a false and politicized narrative. I'll take just a couple questions.
Yeah, but you're not doing dumbass shit like vandalizing a brand new, reflecting pool in DC. You know what I mean? You guys are a little bit smarter with your dumb shit, right? You know what I mean?
Oh shit! Oh shit! A lot of evidence. You guys call it weak. Where does it all stand? How much evidence?
Exactly, VC.
We will now engage in the discovery process. We anticipate receiving substantial discovery. The evidence will establish, as we have stated today, Mr. Hearn is innocent.
Were we justified reaching into the reflection pool? And did you see anything down there? Did you actually cause any damage?
We will reserve questions about exactly what happened for the trial. That is what the justice system is for. It is not a crime to touch the reflecting pool, to touch water in the United States of America.
I would be the same way. I would jump in with you over there, Glare. And you could be swimming in it, and then I'd be just kicking circles the whole fucking time. You know what I mean? Shit. Good times.
One last question. Hold on. One last question from this gentleman.
Sir, do you think this case will actually go to trial? Do you think the prosecution might drop it at a certain point? What's the potential timeline?
We will vigorously contest the case.
Yes, definitely.
Why are you gay? You are gay.
That's a fact.
At every stage of the trial, you will see very active motions practice.
Papa D coming in with the 2-spot, by the way, saying, bruh. Cheap hello as always.
Bruh.
I very much appreciate that, kind sir. Thank you for dropping it like it's hot, as well as becoming a member. Let's fucking go. That's a big W, by the way. Listen, that is the one thing that I love the most is seeing somebody become a member. Gifted members are amazing. Super chats are amazing and all that stuff, but becoming a member, that's one of my favorite things. So thank you for that, Papa D. It goes a long way, my man. Join up on Saturday mornings. We have our members only, man.
You'll find a statement from Congressman Raskin. This is a case that should never have been brought. Davey Hearn is innocent, and we are going to fight this case and entrust the justice system to do the right thing. That's all the questions for today. Thank you, friends.
What's up, Jess White? Good morning to you, by the way. Hopefully you're enjoying the morning as well. We are just coming to a close, though, unfortunately. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I can't thank each and every single one of you guys enough. Obviously, I cannot do this without you guys and you guys becoming members and supporting the channel and also hitting that like button on the way in, on the way out. Double tap that screen if you guys are on the vertical side. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Listen, we'll be back tomorrow morning for more of the World's Madness. We always appreciate every single one of you guys. We'll see you guys here very soon. God bless everyone, and stay safe out there. Much love.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his soul, with a heart of steel and a spirit unbroken. He rides on 2 wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with, fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane.